Turner Yell makes the stop in the secondary for Denver. 1st and 10. The fake. Good block in there, and down it goes. Caught at the 30.
Welcome to the Fins tailgate. It's where we elevate. Miami Dolphins talk, yeah, we never hesitate. Breaking news, hot takes, we keep it up to date. And when the fans speak up, the panel resonates. We live that aqua and orange from the field to the mic. Breaking down the plays, man, we talk it every night. From Tua to the defense, you know we keep it tight. NFL moves, you know we got the insight. We open up the floor, yeah, it's your time to shine. Fans drop the heat with opinions realigned. You got concerns, bring them, we're gonna chime. The Fins tailgates, where we keep it prime. Welcome to the Fins tailgate, it's where we elevate. Miami Dolphins talk, yeah, we never hesitate. Breaking news, hot takes, we keep it up to date. And when the fans speak up, the panel resonates. The NFL's changing, but we stay on the grind. Latest breaking stories, we don't waste no time. From the trades to the rumors, we make them all align. At the Fins tailgate, we always on the climb. We're repping the Dolphins, but it's NFL wide. From South Beach to the league, we keep it worldwide. Got the fans engaged with the energy supplied. Come kick it at the tailgate, we're riding high tide. Welcome to the Fins tailgate, it's where we elevate. Miami Dolphins talk, yeah, we never hesitate. Breaking news, hot takes, we keep it up to date. And when the fans speak up, the panel resonates. So if you love the game, you know we got the gate. Tune in, speak out, don't wait, it's your fate. This is the Fins tailgate, now watch us dominate. Miami Dolphins, NFL, yeah, we integrate.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to WCFL Dolphins Talk. How's everyone doing this morning? Beautiful
Good,
day in Florida.
Good, brother. Good, brother. How you feeling, man?
I'm feeling good. How are you doing?
Man, listen, woke up this morning. That's a blessing from above, definitely. What's good with you, Johnny O and Shake Money? How y'all doing this morning as well?
Can't complain, guys. Hot, humid day in Jersey.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, same here too.
I'm happy, man. Today is my 1-year anniversary. So,
hey, happy anniversary, man.
Yes.
And look, he's spending time with us.
Yeah, she's got to go to work, so unfortunately.
Yeah, I know. The wife just went to work here too.
Mm-hmm.
So, what's y'all's thoughts on yesterday's game?
Man, I like what Quentin Ewers. Listen, I know the level of competition wasn't there, but at the same time, he was also playing. The level of competition he was playing with matched the level of competition he was playing against. And number two, I like his ball placement. I like his short to intermediate game. I still want to see how he looks when he throws deep. But at the same time, I think Quentin Ewers is going to be the quarterback that could do what Tua does, not to the level that Tua does it, but he could kind of Mike McDaniels could tailor Tua's game plan better around Quentin Ewers. It seems like, from what I've seen, he could tailor Tua's game plan around Quentin Ewers better than he could Skylar Thompson, Snoop Huntley. Who's the guy? Teddy Bridgewater. So at the end of the day, I think one of the reasons they drafted him is because the things that Tua does well, he knows how to do. So I think from that standpoint and his ball placement and the way he's calm in the pocket, again, it's just one preseason game, but I'm encouraged by that at least.
I mean, I'm liking the fact that we beat them. I don't care if it was a preseason game or not. You don't talk shit about us talking about how we don't practice hard or we practice differently, and you talked all that shit, and it showed that we actually sat there and actually played a little well yesterday, and I was impressed by some of the blocking yesterday. I was definitely impressed by Taj Washington again. Ewers definitely impressed me. He was definitely poised in situations where I was like, okay, this dude actually, he I'll say this, and we're gonna just cut right to the chase. He looks way better than Zach Wilson, because Zach Wilson looked like a scared deer in headlights again yesterday.
Mm-hmm. His accuracy was off. You know what I'm saying? He was missing, and it wasn't by a little. He was missing them by a lot.
Absolutely.
Unfortunately, I didn't get to see it. I was working, so I was listening to it. So I can only go by with, the guy I was watching and what he was saying. So, overall, I was glad they came out and played physical and the first joint practice they had, guys, they're soft, they're this, they're that. Evidently, the second joint practice they had went a lot better for us. As far as being more physical after being called out, and I think yesterday they showed some of that. I think you're right about Ewers. I think he played much better than he did the first game, but hopefully we don't have to see him against, good competition. But if we do, I think he is more of a Tua type guy, accurate, get the ball out. Don't try to do too much. Just get it in the players' hands and let them do their thing.
Yeah, I know with Zach Wilson, it seemed like he had numerous amounts of time at times, and he couldn't do anything with it.
No, I've said it before. I'll say it again. You come from the Jets as a quarterback, you're already broken.
Yeah.
The Jets ruin quarterbacks.
Yeah, and it's just like I tell you what. Here's the perfect analogy, because you see with the other quarterbacks, the Jets is like a skunk spray. You need about 2 or 3 washes to get it off you. Well, Jets quarterbacks that played for the Jets, they need like 2 or 3 teams before they get that shit off of them. So maybe Zach Wilson on his 3rd or 4th team, he'll turn it around just like Sam Darnold did. Because remember, Sam Darnold, he had a resurgence last year, but he played for 3 or 4 different teams before he had that resurgence.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you go play quarterback for the Jets, man, and they just ruin you. They're known for that. I mean, look at all the quarterbacks that have been in the league that played for the Jets, and for them didn't play well. Wasn't what they expected, and because you guys keep ruining them. I don't know how or why, but damn.
Tell you one player I'm a little disappointed in, and I'm just not seeing it with him this year, is Jalen Wright.
Oh, yeah. Everybody is, too. You're not the only one.
Yeah. Agreed.
Channing Tindall looks good. Was looking good yesterday. Finally.
Yeah, he made a couple good plays yesterday. Who's the kid that picked the ball off at the end? It's a undrafted free agent, right?
Robinson, yes.
Yeah,
Robinson. I know his last name is Robinson.
Yeah, that was a hell of a play.
That was a beautiful play, man.
Juniors and I talked about it. That boy had some air underneath him.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
The helicopter up there.
He skied, and that ball hit him right in his chest.
Mm-hmm. And if he would have timed it a little bit better, he could have sat there and got that ball and could have went pick 6 easily.
Well, I mean, pick 6s are great, but just get the turnovers.
Oh, yeah. Listen, I love the fact that we ended the game with a turnover and sealed the game like that. That was beautiful. I'm being a little greedy. I ain't going to lie to you. I'm a little greedy.
I concur.
Jake, if you want to drop the link anytime.
All right. On
it. I like what I saw. I mean, I can't complain. Wouldn't do any good anyway. No one listens.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, overall, from what the guy I was listening to was saying, it was a pretty decent game for us. All 3 phases, nothing looked horrible. That's what you need.
Facts. Fully agree with you 100%. I mean, we still everything. Listen, we still got work to be done, which is every week. That's not that is always going to be the case. Doesn't matter if you have an impressive win or a close loss. It's always going to be work that have to be done. Um, Probably our last game, we probably won't see none of the starters again. Probably, or they get a chance to play one. Because wouldn't it be for the backups, looking for the backups and stuff for the third game?
Pretty much, but things change constantly. We don't know who's going to play what really this week.
Right.
I mean, I personally feel that players need to play in order to get better, and at the same time, you had teams yesterday that weren't playing starters and teams that were playing starters, and you can't necessarily tell just from one game. So I think they should start some of the starters, if not all the starters, at least one series.
I agree with you, but it's a double-edged sword. I understand why a lot of the teams are not playing their starters because they're seeing a lot of the injuries that are happening. I get it. I think some of these guys need to get a little bit of timing down, a little bit of gameplay, but they would rather have them on the sidelines and not get hurt than have them out there and lose them in a meaningless game.
And at the same time, they can turn around and play one play in a regular game and get hurt.
Agreed.
So it's damned if you do, damned if you don't. But at the same time, you go back, like Johnny and I have said before, you go back in the 70s when there were 6 season games, your starters started every game.
Agreed, 100%. But damn well we in a different time now. That bullshit is not flying.
Yeah. A lot of these superstars, there's no way that they would.
Hell no.
These guys would lose their minds. They're like, hell no, I ain't going out there. I have a contract. I want to get paid.
Mm-hmm.
And then to me, that's probably the biggest difference between now and, like when we talk about the 60s, 70s, 80s, guys were playing preseason games, but they weren't making the kind of money they're making now.
No.
Well, I heard I heard many coaches, even Brian Flores said that joint practices are more, you get better information from joint practices because when you do joint practices, they get to dictate the situational football that they want to see their players execute. You know what I mean?
Right.
So they get to dictate what, short, let's say goal line, or they want to see deep passes. They get to dictate what situations they want to see their players execute. So that's why I think because of more joint practices, I think that's why teams are playing their starters less, because they get to see already what they want to see in the joint practices. You know what I mean? Not to mention, a lot of coaches say that, at the end of the day, by week 3 of preseason, they kind of know, even before preseason, they kind of know who they're going to keep and who they're going to cut. It's just a bubble. It's just a chance for those guys that are on the bubble to make their case,
Yeah, and you are looking for that guy who's, fighting for the spot that comes out and balls out, and you say, all right, that's what we want to see out of him. That's what we're getting. So, we're going to keep him, and somebody else is getting cut.
Well, I definitely see Taj Washington as receiver 4-5 at the worst.
Absolutely. That dude is a dog. That dude has been snagging anything and everything out the air. I told y'all that was my guy last year. And when they redshirted him last year or put him on the side due to injury, I said, watch out for Taj Washington. I'm looking forward to seeing him in gameplay. I really am.
Yeah, man. I want to see the Washington brothers. Like when Tyreek Hill,
Mm-hmm.
when Tyreek Hill eventually leaves, it's going to be Waddle and the Washington brothers.
Well, even that, if Hill's out for a play or two, you got to see these guys because he's got to rest too. So, these kids could be an integral part of what they do on offense. So, yeah, no, I agree. And then from what I see and hear, Taj is doing pretty damn good. So, and he's had an entire year to study the playbook. So, if he doesn't know what's going on, there's a problem there.
The one thing with Taj is his yak. He makes moves where he gets them yards after catch and everything.
Video game shit.
I'm glad you said that, Johnny, because that's another reason why I'm phasing Tyreek Hill out of this team, because he has 3 years and he's talking about this new wide receivers coach is helping him learn the playbook. I'm like, damn, you had 3 years with this playbook and you still don't know what the fuck you're doing.
He said in an interview a few weeks ago, for the first 3 years, he really didn't know the playbook. So how the hell are you going out there and helping a team? Yeah, you had 1,700, and almost 1,000, but Christ, maybe 2,000 would have been in reach if you actually knew the damn playbook.
Message.
As a wide receiver, isn't that your job to know every route that you're supposed to run on every play and understand what the other guys are going to do? And, now it seems like when he said that, I'm thinking to myself, all right, that explains a few different situations where you had two receivers in the same area, or, a ball looked like it was overthrown or underthrown. Well, maybe Tyreek wasn't where he was supposed to be because he didn't know the actual damn play. Yeah, think about that. He's saying he didn't really know the playbook for 3 years.
Yeah, and what's funny is, and this should prove right there that you got these two doubters. I won't call them haters, but it trips me out is Tua's rookie year, right? I didn't know the playbook real. Oh man, this guy didn't know the playbook. You know what I'm saying? Tyreek did it 3 years in. This is Tua's first year. Of course, you're gonna have a hard time learning the playbook your first year, right?
Right.
This guy's in his third year, and there's crickets. I'm like, damn. Well, trust me, if Tua came out and said, you know what he said, oh, trust me, he on ESPN. Oh man, this guy didn't know the playbook. He's been playing with Mike McDaniels for 3 years. What the hell is he doing?
Bullshit.
Well, no, you're right, because after Tyreek said that, the media really didn't talk about it that much.
No.
And it's like, wait a minute. If that was Tua, you guys have been ripping him apart saying, wait, you're 3 years in, you don't know your own damn playbook, but yet your best wide receiver can say it and nothing really gets said about it. I mean, I saw a couple of the guys talking about it, but it was like for 30 seconds and it was over.
Yeah.
If that was Tua, they've been talking about for 5 minutes. How can he be the starting quarterback and not know the playbook?
They be talking about that shit still to this day.
Yeah, I mean, how can you be one of the best receivers in the game and not know your own damn playbook?
Mm-hmm.
They would drag Tua down like DeMarcus Russell. I promise you. That's exactly how it would go down.
Oh, hell yeah. And then listen, Tyreek put up great numbers for not knowing the playbook. But his whole thing was, I want 2,000, I want 2,000. Well, maybe if you learn the playbook, you might have ended up with 2,300, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but that's the difference. I think that's one of the differences between what separates Waddle and Tyreek Hill is I want 2,000. I want 2,000. Waddle is preaching, I want to win. I want to win. I don't care about the stats. Stats are good, but if they come with losses, then it means nothing.
Absolutely.
Exactly. Just like records are good, but if they come with losses, what do they mean?
Well, I mean, it depends. And I understand what you're saying, Papa Paul, but it takes a long time to get to a record. So it's not just the game you break the record in, because it took so many years of doing something that good to get there. Like Marino, a lot of when he broke records, they lost the games.
Yeah.
But it took 15, 16, 17 years to get there, to get to the record.
But we've broken records, in the past few years that with losing the game, it's fine. Yes, we broke the record, but come on, we need to win the game too.
Yeah.
Well, I mean that happens a lot. You see if you go back and look at like the team tires a number or honors somebody, it's more than 50% of the time they lose the game.
Shout out to El Capitan in the building, by the way.
What's up, El Capitan?
What's up, Al Capitan? What's up, brother?
That was your fill-in for you last week, Shake.
Yeah, yeah. That was
He
the
did
best,
it.
best
he did
feeling.
it.
The best feeling in the planet, right there, man.
Yeah, he did a great job.
I learned from him. So you know what I mean. I learned a lot from him.
Nah, he did a good job last week filling in. I mean, he kept the conversation going and jumped in there and yeah.
Yeah, man. That's why he's the captain, El Capitan. Oh man,
purple jacket.
Yes. But yeah, but here's the thing though. Here's the situation with when it comes to everybody talks about it's all about the name in the front of the jersey. It's all about the name in the front of the jersey. But when you break records, it's about the name in the back. Let's be honest.
Oh hell yeah! I mean, there's no doubt. Guys don't break records without longevity unless it's a single game record. Most receiving yards, most rushing yards, most sacks in a game, something like that. But most records are longevity. So yeah, that's the name on the back of the jersey, regardless of what team they're playing for.
Yeah, exactly. When he goes into when Kyrie goes into the Hall of Fame, I think he's going to be more remembered as a Chief than he would be a Dolphin, regardless of how many records he breaks as a Dolphin uniform. But because he won the Super Bowl in Kansas City, that's where he's going to be more associated with.
I don't know if he plays for us for another 3 or 4 years, and maybe they can win a Super Bowl, then things will be different. But
let's just get to the playoffs first.
Right, you got to get to the playoffs. You got to win a playoff game. There's a lot that goes into it. So.
Well, what was your favorite play of this weekend? Anybody?
I can tell you my favorite play was the that when we were we got a penalty, whatever, and then number 31, I can't remember his name, Ollie got the 20-yard first down. Ran the ball for 20 yards and got the first down. Ollie Gordon, was pretty much impressive out there.
Yeah, that was a good one. Winners?
Taj Washington going in between 3 receivers, if I'm correct. That was like the second quarter. They got a first down. I think it was like a 15-yard pass. Dude, this kid is going to be special, y'all. I really want to let y'all know. I did some homework on him, went on YouTube, watched some of his footage, and I'm like, this kid is something about him. If McDaniels and the wide receiving coach and the team puts him in the right position, he can be a diamond in the rough. And he can be somebody that they're going to be talking about for a very long time if he keeps his head on the right path. I'm telling y'all.
I'm going to go with the pick at the end to seal the game, just because it was good to see the defense end the game like that.
Yeah, I'm right there with you on that, Johnny. That was the way we ended the game with that pick.
Because the guy I was listening to was like, oh man, they can go down and score and we can end up with another 24-24 tie in preseason. But well, he was saying Detroit will probably go for 2 and we'll either win by 1 or lose by 1. And then he jumps in the air and skies like that and picks it off. And I'm like, game over. We don't have to worry about it.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, because listen, if Dan Campbell went for it on 4th down in the playoff game, you think he's going to try to win it in a meaningless preseason game?
Oh, yeah. They were going for 2 if they scored a touchdown, no doubt.
Absolutely.
So the guy I was listening to, he's like, well, we're either going to win by one or lose by one if they can score here. And then he picks it off. And I'm like, all right, we ain't got to worry about it now.
Yep. Yeah, that was a good ending to a good game.
You know, it's nice to see that the defense did end the game like that.
Yes. Yes.
And there was quite a few plays during the game that, you know, anybody could put in their top 2, 3, 4, 5 because, you know, they actually did make some very good plays at times. Like you said, that penalty where it was 20 yards and he got the first down, you know, scoring inside kicking the field goal there instead of going for it on fourth down. You know, because I'm like, all right, it's preseason. Is McDaniel going to go for it? And then he kicked the field goal. I'm like, hey, there you go. Put the points on the board. That's what you're supposed to do. You don't leave points out there.
Well, like last week, you could tell they weren't even worried about the score last week because they kept going for it on fourth down all the time when they could have been kicking field goals. And
yeah, and think about it. If they kick a field goal on that first drive when Tua took them all the way down the field, they end up winning the game 27-24 instead of tying.
yeah.
You know, to me, I'm the guy, I always want the points. First quarter, second quarter, third quarter. All right, fourth quarter, if you're losing, maybe you got to go for it. But in the first 3, man, put the points on the board because you never know what's coming in the fourth quarter. Now you might be up 6 instead of, you know, down 1 or tied. And now another field goal puts you up 9 and you can win the game.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you know this, but Sanders needs reps too before, you know what I'm saying? See if he needs to see if the guy, the new punter or his placeholder has chemistry. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
let's talk about special teams. Eskeridge did a thing yesterday, guys. I think we was averaging the ball at like the 30 to 40 yard line yesterday. We were doing very well in special teams yesterday.
Yeah, the last 2 weeks, special teams have done very well as far as I was concerned.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So let's give it up for them. Trust me, because it was one that I thought he was going to take back to the house. And I was like, wow. I said, man. So, yeah, I think, you know, we might have found our kick returner or punt returner right there. One of 2, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, see, and I always say if you get to the end of the game and you're not talking negatively about your special teams, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to be talking very positive, you know, saying great things about them. But if you're not talking negatively, that means they did what they were supposed to do.
Yeah.
If I'm correct, they downed the ball within the one, if I'm correct, at one time. Gentlemen, am I correct?
Yeah. Late, what was it, that fourth quarter?
Mm-hmm.
They pinned them all the way down inside the 1 or the 2, yeah.
Yes. So yeah, they did a really good job yesterday. So overall, I even though that we won the game, overall, I'm not disappointed. It's some things that we still need to work on, like tackling and creating holes for our running backs so they can breathe. We did get a couple good runs here and there, but we need to, you know, be a little bit more consistent on that. But I just hope McDaniel doesn't fuck up and throw a whole bunch of screens this year. That's one thing I'm praying because, man, it's going to be a long season if he do.
Yeah. You know, and I agree with you. There's always work to be done. I don't care if it's preseason, week 1, week 5, week 8. There's still things to improve on to make a play better, to change the design of it slightly so it works better. I mean, it's the coaches, it's the players. If they're not constantly working, they're not getting better.
Right.
You know, you've never, in my lifetime, I've never heard a coach come out and say, hey, we're exactly where we want to be. Everything's great.
Not in my lifetime either.
Yeah, because if they say that, I'd be wondering what the hell's wrong with his coach. You're telling me every play went perfect? That means you should have won 56-0.
Yeah.
Yo, Derek, good morning.
Derek, what's up, brother?
Good morning, guys. What's up?
You
Good,
decided
brother. How
to
are
wake
you?
up, my brother?
What'd you say?
You decided to wake up?
Yeah, I stayed up way too late watching that UFC stuff, and then, dude, I cried. I couldn't go to sleep, and then, yeah.
Yo, that was pretty good, man. I watched last night too.
Oh, it was a heck of a good fight, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was really good.
Well, now that Derek's here, Shake, you want to go ahead and play our commercial break?
Did Shake step away?
Might have.
The wife's got him doing part of his honeydew list.
Of course.
Did you get to see the game yesterday, Derek?
Yeah, I watched the whole game. Yep, it was really good. Besides, Zach Wilson is absolutely horrendous. Ewers looks really, really good. He just needs a little bit of time, get the nerves out there. You put him in with the first team. He's got talent.
What was
And the
your
way,
favorite play of the game, Derek?
well, like the one when Weiss Jr. got that touchdown, the second touchdown for where he came out, ran out of the pocket. He waited for the guy to come back, and then on the run threw it across his body. Or no, he didn't throw it across the body because he's right-handed. Hit that between the players. That was probably one of my favorites.
Cool.
Still definitely need some cornerbacks. Ollie Gordon needs to get the chance. He is just a beast. Like there ain't no reason we shouldn't have a running game down the end of the season into the playoffs. We have a big, gigantic back that can get 3-4 yards of carry. There's no reason we should be grounding and pounding.
Agreed, 100%, Derek.
We shouldn't have to have Tua throwing the ball 30, 40 times. You got Achane, and then you got the ground to pound. There's no reason we should not be able to wear defenses out.
Thunder and lightning.
Yep. There's no reason at all if they do it smart. And then you get the run game going. You're going to stack the box a little closer, and then you're going to leave the stuff over top, hit with a play action. It's there. It's just McDaniels just got to run it right. You know?
Right.
Hopefully, there's nothing wrong with Achane and Sealer because they posted on there he's not playing. None of them are playing or practicing. Maybe they're just trying to get him healed up and stuff. Maybe there's some little issues going on with them.
Right.
What did Rappaport posted something about they should be ready week 1 from McDaniel? They weren't. It isn't a concern, but anytime it's a concern when you're when 2 of your top players are not going to be playing in practice. And I know it's just preseason, but something's going on. I'd rather see them say, "Oh, they're just not playing the rest of the year. We're just resting them."
Well, we all know McDaniel is secret as hell. He doesn't say much. He's like New England was there for a while. They just didn't say anything. Oh, he's not practicing, or minor injury, and it wouldn't let you know what it was, or so that stuff don't bother me. As long as they're not coming out saying that major injury or something like that, then I'd be worried. But McDaniel, look at there's times you look at our injury list. There's 15 guys on there, and then 9 of them end up starting, and 3 of them were backups anyway. So, he puts a lot of information out there, and at the same time, he puts nothing out there.
Right. But it just comes down to me, though, like, what is actually going on with our strength and coordinating, coaching, it just makes you wonder when you got a couple top players. We've been injured so many years, back-to-back years, and just years and years of injuries, and then it just makes you worry a little bit. That's all.
And you should, man. We're going to worry regardless, no matter what. We want our team to be 100% healthy at all times. But about this game, as physical as it is, injuries are going to happen.
Right.
Every team goes through it. We just see it more because it's our team. But if you really went down rosters and looked, last year, San Francisco was decimated by injuries. The teams that stay healthy and are good teams are the ones that get in the playoffs and make some noise. And teams that lose their starting quarterback or, guys on their front 7 on defense, and all of a sudden the guy that's filling in isn't nearly as good and they're giving up more points. It happens everywhere. We just notice it more because it's our team.
Right.
Shake, you back?
Shake's
Man,
unrelated.
Shake messed around, went got some coffee, probably got some donuts, went to go eat breakfast and shit, forgot all about us and shit.
Oh my!
He said they're in there talking. I got time. I'll see you guys later.
So what was your guys' thought on the game and stuff? I know you guys probably went over it already, but
I liked what I saw for the most part. Being second, third stringers, I was happy with what I saw. It could have been a lot worse. It could have been a lot better. But I mean, I was happy with what I saw.
I said it earlier. I'll say it again. We still need to make improvements. Every week, we still need to make improvements. Me and Johnny both agree on that. But I will say this: from the people that I was looking forward to, I like the fact that but you can see the difference when we have certain personnel in that game on the offensive line. You can tell the difference. You can tell the difference from a 2-yard run to a 6-yard run. I will say Iris looked very comfortable. He's a rookie. I'm not going to put a lot of stock into him. He still needs to get his feet wet, but he looked really comfortable in there, and I feel more comfortable with him under center if something happens to Tua than Zach Wilson. Because if Zach Wilson goes in there, our season is done. I'm letting y'all know that right now.
Well, I mean, I don't want to see either one of them, but thinking that Tua is going to stay healthy for 17 games is nuts. But I'd rather not see either one of them. But if I have to, I'd rather see yours. And there's some people out there that can't stand yours already. I see the chatter. I see the talk. This guy's garbage. One preseason game and they're hammering the kid. And
well, shit. Wait a minute. Let's rewind this though. A couple years ago, we were sitting here talking about crowning fucking Skylar Thompson is the next best thing since the resurrection. And he played against a bunch of guys from the Philadelphia Eagles that came to come off the street or practice squad guys. None of them guys were second stringers on that game. And everybody was about to sit there and anoint this dude as the next best thing. Let's replace Tua right now because he beat the Philadelphia Eagles' third preseason game of the damn year. And everybody was ready to sit there and give him. So I'm not surprised by a lot of the fans' reactions to this. And I hope that we don't have to put ears in. But I guarantee you this, I think they will eat crow when they sit there and see eras with our starting line, if that actually happens. Then remember having Skylar Thompson with our starting line. And he almost did what we needed him to do, but he didn't. And you remember the last game, he looked like fucking I lost deer in headlights. So, I don't know.
Well, listen, some of the fan base you just can't please.
Right.
They look at everything negatively before they even start and then go, see, I told you so. It's like, relax, brother. It's his first preseason game. He came out of college. It's his first preseason game. And some of these guys were trashing him so bad. It's like, you would have thought he lost the Super Bowl by 50 points. It's like, damn, relax. It's the first preseason game. It's the first time he's out there on the field. And then the second time he's out there, he did much better. And I think the biggest difference, we said it before, between him and Skylar is Skylar's a gunslinger. If you go back and watch Pittsburgh's preseason game last week, they were letting Skylar throw the ball downfield. And he did very well. But that's his game.
Right.
He's not the accurate guy. He's not the dink and dunk guy. He's a gunslinger. He wants to throw the ball downfield. Well, Pittsburgh let him do that, and he had 2 or 3 touchdowns, and it's right. And I think Ewers, and we've said it, is a better fit to like what Tua is than what any other backup we've had is. Ewers is that guy that can just dink and dunk it, move the ball. He had a couple good passes yesterday that were over 10 yards, but nothing crazy. I've been saying it since we started this podcast.
You could definitely tell that he knew the offense a lot better than week one. You could tell he was fresh, a little nervous with McDaniels, doesn't understand it. But compared to week one to week two, he completely did a 180. You could see he had control of the offense a little bit more. McDaniels opened the playbook a little bit more and let him play it.
Yeah, and I've been saying since we started this podcast, we don't need a superstar quarterback. We need a great game manager, somebody that can get the ball in the hands of Waddle, Hill, Wright, Achan, and let them do their thing. That's what you're paying these guys for.
Yeah.
You know, and if you can get the ball in their hands, listen, you could throw a 3-yard pass to Waddle. He could take it to the house.
Yeah.
You could do the same thing with Hill. You can, you know, hand it off. And if the offensive line is playing well, you're going to get 5-6 yards at a clip. Well, now you put yourself in 2nd and 4 instead of 2nd and 10. Hell of a lot easier on the playbook.
Hey, by the way, I'm back. I had a phone call I had to take. So
Okay.
We thought the wife grabbed you.
no.
Yeah, we thought you went to go get some donuts and coffee and breakfast for us, man. You know.
You want to go ahead and play our commercial break, Shake?
Of course.
What's up, y'all? This is Chef Ju. Looking for a great chef for your next catering party, private party, office party, etc. with welcome watering meals and desserts? Let Chef Ju Catering and Sweet Treats take care of it for you at an affordable price. Call me at 786-804-8096. Also reach me at chefjukatering@gmail.com. Direct message on Facebook and Instagram at Chef Juice Catering. Chef Juice Catering and Sweet Treats, food with a passion. We do it all.
By the way, God willing, we because every time I try to set up with him, something happens. Tomorrow, I will be recording the new Chef Juke commercial, and we'll debut it this Wednesday.
All right.
Oh, good.
Oh, nice.
Miami-Dade, Palm Beach area. Get your sweet treats, good eats, and don't forget the cheesecake.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So where are we at?
Hey, is there any truth to where that Ewers came out in the draft this year because of that Pan Am card deal for $3 million, and he had to come out because of that, because he signed that deal? If he didn't sign that deal, do you think he would have stayed back in college?
I don't know anything about it, so I'm not going to comment on it. So,
Yeah, I don't know nothing about college, Derek.
You're
I
the
knew
only-
they figured they thought his draft stock was going to be a lot higher than the 7th round, but
yeah.
I still think we got a steal though. So
I'm happy. Yeah, I was about to say I'm happy he's on our team, and I hope he has a good future, a great future with us. You know what I mean? Just not just yet. I want to see what we can do with this regime that we have. My only problem and my only worry is if things don't work out, we're going to have to mess around and start all over again, and that's my fear.
Well, I mean, I think we need to draft a quarterback every year, really. Just even if it's in the 6th or 7th round, we need to draft a quarterback every year to make sure we have something going to be somewhat of a good backup and everything.
I'm not gonna lie. I wish we drafted Sanders and had him, but because of all the noise he brings in, but I think he would have been a good quarterback. Because I think you're going to see him dominating with the Browns eventually.
Mm-hmm.
because of all the hype of his dad and everything and all that stuff and the way his press conference was. I think he got humbled real quick.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Well,
think he's realizing it now. But the way he threw the ball in between them guys on when he's playing, he's sharp. But hopefully it isn't like the Jets with like Zach Wilson. I think Zach Wilson, the Jets ruined him so bad that I think he's rattled. Same with the Browns. These quarterbacks, you go to some of these franchises, these quarterbacks, they just eat you up and you're never fixed. And then he got his bell rung, pretty good. And then he didn't play worth it, very good afterwards.
Well, we said it earlier. You go to the Jets as a quarterback, you're just getting destroyed. They ruin quarterbacks.
Right. And then trying to bring him there to build his confidence back and everything, it's like. But what did you guys think the worst play of the game was?
when the guy, I think they got like a 50-something yard run on us or something like that.
I could tell you the muff punt return.
That too.
We're used to that, throwing it over the head or terrible punt. We have one every year, or a snap over to it.
But I tell you what, he learned his lesson because the next punt he knew not to catch that one.
The one that I pointed out was probably where Zach Wilson had I don't know which receiver it was. I'm not sure which one it was, but he was wide open down the field, and Zach Wilson completely missed him. He had to come back by 15 yards, and it was bad. And he kicked his leg around like he was playing golf or something. I was like, what in the hell is that?
Yeah, there was a couple bad throws there that I've seen where he was way short. And
yeah. Especially that one, because Zach Wilson can throw the ball pretty deep. He's got a pretty good arm on him. But when I seen that, I was like, man, that wasn't even it was like 40 or 50 yards down the field.
As a matter of fact, I compared Zach Wilson to the 9-iron. He's good for long range, but anything if you try to do a short range with a 9-iron, it's not going to work for you. You can't putt with a 9-iron.
Right.
And unfortunately, yours is the opposite. He's good in close quarters, but apparently his deep passes are yet need to be worked on.
Right. I mean, he can throw deep, but yeah, he's just not. He don't have that deep ball accuracy like you. I agree.
Well, that's the big thing. If you can throw the ball deep, that's great. But can you be accurate to where your receiver? I don't believe in that whole 50-50 thing. To me, it's always 65-35. Put the ball where it's supposed to be, and your receiver knows the route. He's got a much better chance of getting to the ball than the corner does. If it's inaccurate, now it's 50-50 or worse.
Yeah. But then again, if you have a wide receiver like a Justin Jefferson or Randy Moss.
Oh, Christ, that's an 80-20.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, put the ball up there and let them go get it because of their height and their hands and stuff. Yeah. A corner's going to get a finger on it every now and then or something. But yeah, you're looking at an 80-20. When these announcers say, 50-50 ball, bullshit. The receiver knows what route he's running. He knows where he's supposed to be. The corner doesn't know where he's going.
Yeah, they should already have the leg up, because the play, where that's coming.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, the only 50-50 ball is the end of a game when they're trying to throw in the end zone to get a score to tie or win the game, and that's 50-50 because they know it's coming.
Yeah, the Hail Mary, yep. And then there's everybody's back there standing.
But also too, if you have a cornerback that's like a seasoned vet and you got a play caller that's very predictable, he'll kind of know where he's going. He's all he has to do is see the okay, this guy's going right here. You know what I mean?
I'll agree with that.
Someone like Zach Thomas, that was his bread and butter. It was knowing the pattern formations and seeing what looking at their patterns and studying film. He's okay, he's gonna do this. He's gonna do this. If he moves here, he's gonna do this.
Oh yeah, I love the interview with Peyton Manning where he said Zach Thomas was a pain in the ass. He'd be calling out. He'd be calling out the play right after Peyton called it and telling everybody exactly what they were running. And Peyton's looking at him, going, "God damn."
Oh yeah, Chris Sims. Even Chris Sims said that when he was playing Zach Thomas. He's like, God damn, how the hell did he know what I'm gonna do?
Because guys like that, where Zach, they said he was undersized, he was this. Yeah, his film study was unbelievable. He made sure he knew. All right, this lineup can only be this play or this play, and he'd be telling his defense, in front of him and behind him, what they were going to run and what they were going to do.
And that's one of the reasons. Not only that, but because what he went through as a child, I feel Zach's story would make a great inspirational movie.
Oh yeah, no, there's no doubt. Think about it: being run over as a kid and almost dying, and then almost dying again in a pool or whatever it was, and then going no major colleges are recruiting you, and then you get drafted in the 5th round, and
then he almost dies again trying to swim with Larry Izzo.
Yeah. Then he gets drafted, and then in the 5th round, and his coach is like, "This guy's unbelievable," and he cuts Del Rio to make him the starter, and then he ends up having a Hall of Fame career. Hell yeah, that's a movie.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they make movies out of all these great guys that done something. He's one that everything was stacked against him all his life, and he proved everybody wrong each and every time. I keep telling him every time I talk to him, I said, you need to make your story into a movie.
Who would play Zach Thomas?
That's a good question. I don't know. I don't know anyone out there that's.
You need a person that's short, stocky, that would sit there. What's the name? I'm gonna sit there and tell you this. Mark Wahlberg.
That's
if you do something else,
I got it. The Big Show.
Yeah.
Big Show a little too big.
What's going on?
What's up, Cap?
What's up, guys? What's up? I'm listening to you guys as I'm getting some stuff done around here, and Zach Thomas and Zach Sealer both have these tales of overcoming and all that stuff. They should do the Tale of Two Zachs movie or something. You know what I'm like? It's or I mean, look, what would be the name of the movie for Zach Thomas? Because if you want to make a movie, you got to get a great name.
Yeah, it's got to be something inspirational. It's, of course, you look at the movie Rudy, and that's all it was called Rudy.
Yep.
And it was a very inspirational movie, really.
God, I mean, listen, there's not a person who has played and this goes to little kids too, because it's like watching a Christmas story at Christmas time. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a rite of passage for people who love football. You have to watch Rudy.
Yeah.
But you can't just call it Zach. You got to give it a little a little something. These kids are slow these days, boys. It's got to be something.
How about Zach Attacks Life?
I like it. All right, now we're on to it. What else we got? I'm trying to think of some. I'm thinking, if it's just Zach Thomas's movie, you can call it The Texan or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Fifth rounder.
Yeah, or yeah. I mean, look, there's a couple here.
The fifth. Hey, look, the 5th rounder, Hall of Fame 5th rounder, or something like that.
Ooh, I like where you're going, Shake.
Damn, Shake.
or 5th rounder to Hall of Famer.
Well, that's it. We got to shorten the name. It's got to say all that in like 3 words. It's like
Well, I got it. The day 3. Hey, listen, the day 3 Hall of Famer. Huh?
Ooh.
Hey, there you go.
Oh. All right. Now I like this. I like that. But you got to remember, if you're going to make a really good movie, you have to get people who don't know football to watch it. You know what I'm saying? It's got to be like, rated for all TV ratings and type of stuff.
Yeah, but the good thing about the day 3 Hall of Famer is when people ask, what does that mean? They ask, what is a day 3? And they talk about the draft process, and they learn something about the draft.
What about from death to Hall of Fame?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I get you there. It's a fun game, though. It's what I like. This is the type of fun game stuff I'm about. What's chat say? What does chat got? Anything in chat?
Big Show will play Zach Sealer.
I like that.
That's actually pretty smart.
The other thing I would say about Mark Wahlberg, he's already played a bunch of like the Invincible and all that stuff. Is it would be.
Plus, I think he's too old. He's too old now to be able to play Zach. You need a young kid, in his 20s or something, to be able to represent what Zach was going through and stuff.
And you forget, I get that Mark Wahlberg's short, but like he's exceptionally short. The guy, him and like Tom Cruise, like I'm a short guy and I'm taller than both of them. I am below average height, as they would say. But these guys are freaking twerks. So
What about Chad Gable off of wrestling? The guy that's
there you go.
That could work.
He's shorter, he's jacked, he's not super short, but he's like, yeah.
He's stocky too. And you can gain some weight. He could gain the weight and put like an extra 20, 30 on him. Yeah.
There's also the off chance of like, a guy that's a newer actor that we're not even considering. Like it seems like always these guys come out of Australia. It's crazy. These fucking Australian people are taking our jobs in the acting world. We need to we got to call fucking Trump about the border over in Australia. These bitches jobs. Yeah.
Oh my.
I'm wondering again on the name. If you did a Zach Sealer and a Zach Thomas, that's just it. They have zero connection other than the Dolphins. You can't really. There don't have to be two Zach movies if you're gonna do something like that. But
now if they both hit the Hall of Fame, then it would be okay. But
I think the thing with Zach Thomas that I've picked up, again, my favorite player. I've followed everything he's ever said or done. I think, and he would probably self-admit it this too. He's too modest of a guy to like write the memoir and put it down and try to put pen to paper in this way. But also, I think he's like super sensitive. He's super sensitive.
I talked to him just this past DCC about it and all. He's like, "Nah, I can't do that and everything. It's not about me." And
but that's the thing he doesn't seem to understand. It's not about him. It's about who it inspires.
Yeah, exactly.
His story could help so many youths and people in general, just to be able to show how you can overcome adversity and be great.
Yeah, not just good, not just accomplished, but like gold jacket, and not just gold jacket, because I get that he didn't get it first round, but everybody and beyond, every coach, every offensive coordinator, every offensive lineman, every running back, anyone who had to regularly see Zach or played in that era for a decade or so, and they had to see the Dolphins a couple of times. Everybody knew that if you didn't account for Zach in your offensive scheme for every play you were going to do, every play you were going to run, you needed to go, okay, this is what we're going to do here, and offensive guard, you got Zach. If they didn't do that, then it was Zach blowing them up on that play. And even then, he was still getting your motherfucking ass. So, and for a guy who was not supposed to play, for his size and lack of speed, kind of a little stiff out there, a goat, a straight, a literal one of one to what he did. It's why I played football. It's why I when I was playing football and my first couple of years learning the game, I was like, I want to be a motherfucking middle linebacker. And that's what I trained. That's what I fucking learned. I watched. I did that. And then I became a middle linebacker. And I was tearing bitches' heads off. So, and I'm sure there's thousands of kids that not only did do that because of Zach, but even beyond. And like, he could have that whole second thing again by his story. That's what he needs to realize. Papa Paul, is that it's not. We're not asking for him for that. I'm not even asking for me. I'm asking for that magic that is captured of inspiration into the youth for this game. That's the lifeblood of this sport. He's got a special bottle of magic that he needs to give away.
I'm surprised the NFL isn't trying to get him to do something like that. Because
Well,
if the NFL would push that, that's a moneymaker for them. And they love the dollar signs, that's for sure.
I think they all have, like, I know the Dolphins have tried several times to get Zach to do, like the color commentating, the sideline things. I'm sure they've reached out to him. A million schools, Texas Tech and other so they've all reached out about coaching and wanting. I think he just, I don't know.
What's funny is when he did the fish tank episode, they had to go out to him in Texas. He wasn't leaving Texas because he's kind of like a homebody. He does not leave Texas whatsoever.
So and he's never said this, but I anticipate that the real reason why Zach has turned I don't want to say turned his back on the game, but turned the chapter in his life where the game isn't involved is because, and this is my projection, this is what I assume. I think when he is in the game, he can't balance work life balance. Like, it's psychopathically obsessed with winning and competing to the game, and that he knows that there's no toe in the water with fucking football for him. It's goodbye family, goodbye world, all football or nothing. And I think that's really
like Tom Brady.
That ain't better.
Tom Brady literally got divorced because he refused to freaking give up playing football.
Yeah, right. I don't.
Well, to me, that's nuts because what other thing in life do people ask you to retire at 35, 40 years old? And then you got a wife giving you an ultimatum saying, well, if you don't quit, we're getting divorced. That's crazy. He's been doing it his entire life. They walk away. Some of them are lucky enough to walk away when they want to, not because they have to.
Right.
So if you can keep doing it and doing it at a high level, I mean, Christ, everybody on this panel would wish that our job would come to us and say, hey, you're 35, retire, and we're going to pay you, whatever per month or whatever. Hell yeah, let's go.
All right. Well, we're after 11 o'clock, folks. It's time to call it a day. We appreciate each and every one of you joining us. Have a blessed rest of the weekend, and peace, love, and fins up, everybody.
Peace, love, and fins up.
Peace, love, fins up.
Fins up.